We cannot simplify. There's only factorial at the top, so the only chance we have is to put it in the graphing calculator. So let's do just that. So we have 40. It go to math, and then probabilities. Choose number 4, and then you divide by 450. Now be very careful what you get, because look at the number. It has 1, the decimal point, right? And then a bunch, and then it ends with E, which is 10 raised to power 45. This is the scientific notation, right? So when I write the answer, I would write it as is. 1.81, that's good enough, times 10 to the 45th power. It's such a big number. Probably if I just put 40 factorial, the calculator may not even be able to calculate. It's so big. I don't know, let me, out of curiosity, let's see. If I copy this and I don't divide it, it may give us an error because it's so big. I don't know, maybe it can. I have no idea. Yeah, it can. Okay, so it gave us 8.1 times 10 to the 47 power. I don't know what capacity, maybe this is the software, maybe if you try your calculators, it's not going to work. So I'm not sure. So if I put 405 this time, factorial, yeah, even the software, it exceeds the capacity. It's too big of a number. Good. Next question, please. Anything else you would like to continue with? You choose. Yes, which one?
Question,
yes.
26.
Okay.
N plus 1 goes over n.
Good. So this is a good example. You cannot use a calculator on this. So what I would do is first I would ask myself, which of these two numbers is bigger? N plus 1. So that's where I start. So how do I...
N plus 1 is just parentheses and factorial.
That's it. I stop at n factorial because I can simplify it. So the final simplified form is n plus 1. By definition, 4 factorial is 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. So if I have n plus 1 factorial, that will be n plus 1 times n minus 1 times dot, 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 3 times 2 times 1. But instead of doing all that, I stop at this piece and consider this one to be n factorial, because that's what it is. Why did I stop? Because the denominator has an n factorial. There is no point in continuing and then have to simplify a bunch of factors. So I would have written that this n factorial is n times n minus 1, but also this one is n times n minus 1. There is no point in expanding those because they are the same and I simplify. It's like saying 3 times 10 over 10. Do I have to say 30 over 10? No. For the same reason. It was easier to simplify. It's not a mistake if you expand it, but it will be more work, and there is no need. Is that better?
Yeah.
Good. Next question, anything else you would like to go back to? Which one? Yes, yes, please choose any. Yes, of course.
X plus y plus c equals -5. X minus y minus c equals 9. And x minus y plus c equals 1.
What? So let's make sure that we copy it correctly. X plus y plus z equals -5. X minus y minus z equals 9. X minus y plus z equals 1. Perfect. So is this system presented in the correct order?
Yes.
Okay, so then I can already write the augmented matrix, which is 1, 1, 1, -5, 1, -1, -1, 9, 1, -1, 1, 1. Do you want to work on it and determine just the first step and then we'll do it together, or you just want us to work on it, or do you want to take a minute and okay, so let's take a minute and work on this and see. If you have questions, let me know, and then we'll do it together. So as a reminder, so I don't forget, Wednesday we have our test 3. On Monday next week and Wednesday next week we will review for the final. I cannot beg you enough to redo all your tests with solutions as many times as possible between now and when we take the final. Everything after test 3, after test 2, everything we've done after test 2. Test 2 included chapter 3. So everything after that. 4, 5, 6, and 8, everything. It's also at the end of the syllabus.
Okay.
If you look at the end of the syllabus, last page. Bless you. We just started. Too much turkey? Just kidding. Are we done with the first step? Or not yet? Do we need more time for the first step? Okay, so can anyone tell us what to do? Row 1 multiplied by -1, and we added 2. Very good. And also row 1 multiplied by and added 2. Do we agree with this? Everyone? Okay, perfect. Well done. Which row do I copy? Exactly. So then, 1 times -1 plus 1. 1 times -1 plus 1. 1 times -1 minus 1. 1 times -1 minus 1. -5 times 1 plus 9. Very good. Awesome. 1 times -1 plus 1. 1 times -1 plus 1. 1 times -1 minus 1. 1 times -1 plus 1. -5 times -1 plus 1. Any questions on the first step? Okay, let's work on the second step now. For 1 minute. Can anyone give us a second step or the beginning of the second step? You're talking about 1 here. I can't do any of that yet. If I don't have a 1 here, I cannot proceed. So row 2 divided by -2. Is that clear? 1, 1, 1, -5, 0. Very good. This is the mandatory step. If I don't have a 1 in the middle, I cannot eliminate the zeros, top and bottom. Ready? So then which row do we have to use now? Of course. By what? -1 for row 1. Very good. And -1 times 1 minus 2 will not be 0. Not negative. It has to be 2 because I need a 0. Very good. Which row do I copy now? Yes, indeed. 0, 1, 1, -7. One times -1 plus 1. Yes. 1 times -1 plus 1. -7 times -1 plus 5. Very good. 1 times 2 minus 2. 1 times 2 plus 0. -7 times 2 plus 6. Okay, let's work on step 3. Exactly. That's my starting point. Divide row 3 by 2. And what do I get? Good. So now this is the accomplishment, including this. So now the only thing is I have to get rid of that. How do I get rid of that 1? Which row do I have to use, and what do I multiply it by? Which row are we using? Yes, of course. Row 3, multiply by something and add it to row 2. Perfect. And this is the final step. And then I have to go back and check. Always, always check. So I do copy the last row. And of course, I can't destroy what I already have. That would be a terrible mistake. Something would go terribly wrong. 1 times -1 plus 1. -4 times -1 minus 7. It appears, we are not sure yet, but it appears that the solution is let's go back and check. Please go back and check and let me know. And let's choose the next problem. Abby, is this okay? Other questions? Your next step, please. Next question. Anything else?
All right, back to
Yes? Yes?
parentheses,
Yes?
3n plus 2
Which of these two is bigger?
3n plus 2.
Correct. So how will I present? So I will not touch 3n factorial. How do I present the top then?
3n plus 2 times
n factorial.
So this is 3n plus 2 times 3n plus 1. We distribute, combine like terms, 9n squared plus 3n plus 6n, that's plus 9n, and plus 2. Any questions on this? Please ask. Is this okay? Yes?
When you did the 3n plus 2, right, we got the answer. No, right there, yeah. Now, if you were to split them around and order the 3n plus 1 and then 3n plus 2, would that give the same answer? Or do you need?
Yeah, because 5 times 4 is 4 times 5.
Okay.
Same thing, it's multiplication is commutative.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 times 3 is 3 times 2. So if you put them like this or like this, it doesn't.
How do you get plus 2?
Which one?
The 3n plus 2.
So by definition, the factorial is 5 factorial is 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. If this is 10 times 9 times 8. If this is 10, it's not 10, but if this is 10, then I have 10 times 9 times 8 factorial. So I'm subtracting 1 every time. And I stop where I see I have in the denominator to simplify with. So if I have in my pocket 3n plus 2 and I give you 1, the next I have is 3n plus 1. And I give you another 1, the next I have is 3n. So I stop at 3n because I see this. But I can continue. I can say 3n plus 2, 3n plus 1, 3n, 3n minus 1, 3n minus 2, 3n minus 3, till I get to 3 times 2 times 1. And then I have to do the same thing with this. But then I will have to cross out the million factors with a million factor in the denominator instead of just simplifying one from the top and one from the bottom. It's not a mistake to go all the way. You will still have to put dot, 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 dot because there are so many. But it's easier, I think, if you stop where you see. That's why I'm asking from the very beginning, which one is bigger? Is it 3n plus 2 or 3n? And of course, all these n's are natural numbers. They cannot be 1.3 or negative 5.9. They can start at 1 and go to infinity, but natural numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Next question. Very good questions. Yes. Yes. Whatever you want me to do. Just any question you want. Just name it and we'll do it. We can do anything in any order you want. You choose.
I'm throwing another one up there. So
Yes, ready.
It was a little question.
Yes.
It's about finding height. So we have f of x equals 62 plus 35 log parentheses x minus 4. And x represents arrows age from 5 to 15.
So from 5 to 15?
And fx represents the adult height.
Very good.
Percent of her adult height.
So the height, so f of x is in percent?
Yes.
Okay. And what are we asked to do?
At the age of 14.
Okay, so then we have to find f of 14, which means,
14.
yes, 62 plus 35. So now 14 minus 4 is 10. How much is log of 10? First of all, what is the base? Exactly. So we don't write it, but we know it's 10. So remember, we can change any log equation to an exponential one, counterclockwise. 10 raised to this power is 10. 1. So then this will be 1. So it's 62 plus 35, which is 97, so it's 97%. Okay? Next question.
Can we do one on here that you said we were short?
Yes, anything.
It's number 15 on the one we put up.
Okay, what does it say?
A equals 543.3. 543.3.
It's okay, I'll delete that. Yes?
And then e to the 0.02t.
So then this is a of t actually. So e to,
0.02 t.
good, perfect. What are we asked to do?
Determine when the population of the country will be 733 million.
733? So when will the population be 733? Good, perfect.
And it's t years after 2003.
Very good. So t equals 0 represents 2003. Very good, excellent. So what do we do? What is given to us and what are we going to do? What is given? Yes. So we have 733 equals 543.3 e to 0.02 t. Perfect. Well done. Now what? I have to ask myself what type of equation it is. And then I have to ask myself, is it completely simplified? And then ask myself, if it is completely simplified, what do I do? Yes, I will have to divide by. Exactly. 733. Do not actually divide. This is good enough. Perfect. Then the next step. Very, very good. Awesome. So the left-hand side is this, and the right-hand side is, right. Why don't I write multiply by natural log e? Yes. What is the base here? I don't see a base.
10.
Never. That's for log. There is no base of 1. For log is 10. For L, and look at the key. There is the same key in the graphing calculator, the function and its inverse. What base will this be? If I say it's 10, then how do I get 1? 10 raised to which power is e? So what could the base be here? There is no base of 0. So one more time, the base can be either greater than 1 or between 0 and 1. There's no negative base, there is no 1 or 0. So look in the key of the calculator. What do you think the base for ln is? It's the same key with the inverse function. What is it? ln has base e. That's why it's 1. E raised to which power is e? Right? Okay, very good. So finally, t equals. So if you have any doubts, always go back to the graphing calculator. You will see log and 10 to the x on the same key, and you will see ln and e to the x on the same key. So you don't forget. Is that okay? Okay. So then I have natural log of 733 over 543.3 divided by 0.02. And please come up with this number. Or I will. It's up to you. We have it?
No, can you?
Yes, of course. So here it is. And we have natural log. And the top was 733. And the denominator was 543.3. Close the parenthesis and divide by 0.02. And we got roughly 15 years since 2003. What does that mean? Yes. Very good. Very good. Next question. Anything else you want? Anything else? Yes. What is it? Sure. Log base 2 or just log? Oh, okay. Sorry about that. So 3 log. Yes.
2x plus 1
Very good.
minus 4 log
2x plus 1 minus.
4 log x.
Yes.
No, x is in parentheses.
Okay.
But that's another part of the question. So log into 2x plus 1 minus log x.
To do a condensing.
Yeah,
It's number 10.
Okay, so this is 3 log 2x plus 1 minus 4 log x. So that's it. We're asked to condense this. How do I start? What do I have to do first? To condense this into 1 log.
When you expand,
It's already expanded. I have to condense it into 1 log.
2, 3, maybe 6 log.
No, this comes from the power. This comes from the power. So this is log 2x plus 1 to the 3rd minus log x to the 4th. Remember, the number in front of a log is nothing else but the power of the expression that we apply log to. And now this is a final step. Log of what?
2x plus 1 cubed over.
Exactly, because it has negative, it will go, the quantity must be coming from the denominator. So this is 2x plus 1 to the 3rd. Very good. That's it. Is this okay? That was all. Good. Next question. Anything else you worked on? Anything else you would like to see? That's fine, whatever it is.
A is equal to P into.
A of t, okay, equals.
No, it's not A of T, sure.
It has to be A of t. The model should be A of t. Yeah, we talked about it. This is a function. It's a function of time. And the model should be A of t, function of t. You don't have to write it as a function of t, but it is a function of t. So that was given. That's the formula for the interest compound n times a year. So this is P1 plus R divided by n raised to nt. The other formula is A of t equals PE to RT. You do not have to memorize these. They will be given to you. They may not be given in the problem that you see. You may have to look for them in your test, but they will be given to you. Yes, what are we trying to do? Joseph?
Yes. Find the
Which problem is it?
number 3.
Number 3. I'm ready?
Let's find the accumulated value of an investment of 10,000 for 3 years.
10,000?
Yes.
Yes. So time is 3 years. Very good.
Interest rate of 4%.
The interest, 0.04.
If the money is 1 compounded semi-annually,
Which is 2.
quarterly,
Quarterly.
monthly, and continuously.
So is it semi-annually, quarterly, and continuously?
No, semi-annually, quarterly,
Yes?
monthly,
Okay. So n equals
or
12. Very good. So I will prepare the A of t as 10,000, 1 plus 0.04 divided by x raised to 3 times x. Why? Because I would like to put this function in the graphing calculator in y equals. So let's put it in y equals together. Oh, did you get that sorted out, that function?
No, it's after class.
Okay, so you wanted, okay, I thought you were looking for x or something. Okay, I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
My apologies if I
Okay.
misunderstood. Okay, so in parentheses, 1 plus 0.04 divided by x, close the parenthesis, power, in parentheses, it was 3 years, right? 3x. So once you put in this function, then you will go to second and table. I have to adjust this because it always goes back to the default, sorry. So second and table, I will plug in 2 and 4 and 12. Do you have to do this? No. But then you will have to repeat the operation 3 times and it will take you 10 minutes. And you don't want to do that. It's up to you. So A of 2 is 11261.62. A of 4, I'll scroll down to get the cents, is 11268.25. And the last one, A of 12, you have to scroll down in the right column, 11272.72. Now for the continuous compound interest, you have to put it in because you don't need continuously is just one option. So you have 10,000 and times e raised to, in parentheses, 0.04 times 3, close the parenthesis. Now be very careful. Some calculators may not require parentheses, but parentheses for the power and the denominators and numerators are very important. So you may get something else. So please be careful with that. So then I got 11274.97. So continuously. 11274.97. So this problem again should take like a minute if you do it like that. If you do it by hand 3 times and then the continuous one, it will take you longer. And you don't want to do that. Very good. Next question. Anything else? Yes? Which one?
8x subtract 4y equals 24.
So 8x minus
4y equals 24. 4x plus 7y equals 6.
perfect. So this is a system of equations. It is a linear system. Now it's up to you what you want to do, but I will definitely not recommend substitution because although you could use substitution if you divide both sides here by 4. So you could do that. And then change the first equation into 2x minus y equals 6. You could do that. I would rather multiply this by -2 to eliminate 8x. If I multiply this by -2, I will get -8x with a positive 8x. Or I will divide this both sides by -2 and then add the equations because -4 plus 4 will be 0.
That's what it's asking for.
So it's asking for substitution, it's asking for elimination. Addition, okay. So it's up to you. So let me copy the, because I'm going to the next page, so let me copy the problem. So 8x, make sure I copied it correctly. 8x minus 4y equals 24, and 4x plus 7y equals -6, correct? Okay, so now it's up to you. I will definitely not substitute, not eliminate y, Because if I eliminate y, I will have to multiply both equations. This one by 7 and this one by 4. If I look at 8 and 4 and multiply this by -2, then I will eliminate x. So this is what I would recommend. So copy 8x minus 4y equals 24. -2 plus times this is -8x. -2 times this is -14y. And this is +12. See, this is what we do when we multiply one row by -5 and add it to another row. We multiply this row by -2, and now we are going to add it to the first row. And that's how we get the 0. So this is -18y equals 36. So y equals -2. And then I go back anywhere. It doesn't matter where. So I have 8x plus 8 equals 24. Subtract 8, divide by 2. It appears that this is the solution. I have no clue. I have to go back and check. So let's go to the first one, to -2. Always check. Okay, so this is 16, and this is plus 8. 16 plus 8 is 24. And this is 8, and this is minus 14. 8 minus 14 is -6. And I don't need anyone to tell me whether that's correct or not. I know it is.